All right, everybody. I got running a little bit late today. I'm in the process of moving, which sucks, but Falcons already up 7-0. Awesome. I saw the end of that last drive. And now Josh Allen, 1st and 10 from the Falcons 17-yard line. Under center, James Cook. He hands it off. He'll take a step right through the C gap, and he's quickly gobbled up by the entire defense. Falcons. Right there. How we doing, everybody? I gotta get the scoreboard correct. 3 timeouts is correct. All we're going there. Not gonna worry too much about a clock today. We will get the possession arrow. You're gonna get the Don't worry about first down, I'll tell you now. 2nd down and 9. Allen in shotgun. He'll throw a screen pass to number 10. There is a flag on the play. That's Josh Palmer, who had a big play right before I went live. Going streaming. Flag looks like it's on Buffalo. Probably holding in that area of the field. Holding on the offense, so that'll back them all the way up. Should be 2nd down and 19 whenever we get back going here. So yeah, take a look, make sure that the live stream is going well whenever we get back going here. So yeah. So here we go. Allen in the shotgun, Cook to his left. He'll send Palmer in motion. He's looking, he's under pressure. He has to scramble out of the pocket. Allen's still looking downfield, and he will be taken down only 3 yards off the line of scrimmage. Raheem Morris loves it, and I love it as well. And I got to say, I think everyone was looking forward to this game for how well the uniforms would look with each other, the throwbacks for Buffalo, and then the best uniforms in the league, the Atlanta Falcons throwbacks. Just amazing stuff out there in Mercedes-Benz. 60th anniversary celebration today, and you see it with the end zones and everything. All right, 3rd and 13, Allen in the shotgun. Empty backfield. He's going to motion the running back right. He's going to motion a receiver to the left. 4-man front. They bring 4. Allen rips over the middle, and that's going to be caught. And that is going to be... Is that Kincaid who caught that? I believe that's Kincaid. Yeah, or no, Dawson Knox. Dawson Knox. I originally said Dawson Knox. Looked like Derek Kincaid because I thought so, but... My brain's been scrambled. It's a long day, and the Bills now on the board. That'll make it 7-6 pending a extra point. And the kick hugs the pole, but it is good. We have a tie game in Mercedes-Benz Stadium here. What a throw there from Allen, but Dawson Knox wide open over the middle. Just no one on him, beats Jesse Bates in coverage. And we have a tie ball game. So full transparency. I didn't think I was going to stream tonight, but it's a good time. I'm glad I'm doing it. And I am, however, going to eat a little bit because I have not eaten today. And so, here are our commercials. Make sure I keep the score bug up for the controller here. Take away the possession. And possession about to go back to neither, and it will be back with the Falcons, barring a disaster on this kick return. So, it is tough to try to keep the silence. I'm going to eat real quick, and hopefully the mic doesn't pick up too much of this. The Chick-fil-A special right on the way home. And of course a sports gambling ad, because you know what else is going on if you're not gambling every single time you watch an NFL game. So Tyler Algier picked him up in fantasy this week. He is on the bench, which is fine. I've had a wonderful week out of everybody else. Just a nice, depth ad. Trying to get this camera to look a little bit better here. All right, so now kicking off, and that will be returned here in the landing zone and taken down right out the 15-yard line. Wonderful play there. And of course, there's a flag. Well, we got here from Laura Rutledge, and got my computer in the way of that part of the TV can't see. But, of course, we've got Bears and Commanders tonight as well. A game that I don't care much about right now. It would be good if Washington could keep winning, just for the sake that Atlanta has a win over them. Granted, it was Marcus Mariota. But, we'll take it. Okay, offense, back to work. We're going to start on the 40-yard line, it looks. 42 maybe here. Penix lined up with Algier to his left. Sends Pitts in motion. And now here comes Bijan Robinson back into the backfield, and everybody false started on the left side of the line. So that will back the Falcons up. We'll start 1st and 15. Bad false start there by Jake Matthews, but it wasn't just him. The entire left side of the line moved. Okay, we're going to try that again. Excuse me, that's Charlie Warner in the backfield, lined up to the left of Penix. 4 receivers, 2 to each side. Looks like you got Bijan all the way on the top of your screen. Penix, he'll fire one to London, and that's a little bit of a late cover. I get he's down, but you could have just touched him down in that case. Didn't have to fall over him. They'll bring up 2nd down. And last drive, Penix with just a perfect throw to Drake London. And then another one to Drake before the handoff to Algier. Once again, backup lined up to his left. Penix under pressure. He throws, and that'll be uncatchable for anyone but James Cook on the sideline. That'll bring up 3rd down and 13 for Atlanta here for their 2nd drive of the game. Yeah, no one to throw to. Better just get rid of it there. 42% so far on this young season, though we're about halfway through for some teams. Only 4 games, or not halfway through, but we're more than a quarter of the way through. Starting tonight, at least for Atlanta. Penix in the shotgun. He'll bring the receiver over. Bijan out of the backfield. Penix manages to escape the sack before he runs right in to the defensive lineman. That'll be Singleton on the sack, and it'll be 4th down for Atlanta, having to punt the ball right back to Josh Allen and the Bills, who went right down your throat last time they had the football. And let's see what happened. I mean, the entire right side of the offensive line got beat on that play. And then Penix attempts to scramble away, gets a little too close to Singleton. Singleton able to just stick an arm out there and take him down. Bradley Pinion back to punt for Atlanta. And this will be a really nice punt, fielded at the 15, and he'll escape the first tackle, but not the second. And the Bills will have it at the 25-yard line. A lot of Bills fans tonight at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I saw that on a lot of social media and Falcons circles, scared about how much blue would be in the stadium tonight. But that's okay. Falcons fans as a whole, I think we're pretty welcoming to anyone but Saints fans, which is a joke, kind of. But would like to be able to pack out the stadium. I understand Buffalo travels well, but would like to get more guys more Falcons fans in the stadium, because it really is a beautiful stadium. It's one of the best, probably 3-4 most beautiful stadiums in the world. I haven't been to as many as I would like, but of course it is very expensive to attend a Falcons game. But you do at least have the benefit of eating for cheap. So at least that's one thing going for it. I think this team is better than they have been. Tonight with no Darnell Mooney hurts, and that was something I was talking about with a friend. Is the Falcons just have to play economical on offense. They have to be able to stay ahead of the sticks, and they just didn't do it last play. Immediate false start, jump off, 15-yard or 1st and 15. That kind of puts you in a passing down immediately. And this is a Bills defense that struggles against the run. And the Falcons, who have been able to run the ball for the most part this year, and of course have the two running backs that can actually gas you, because there's no break when Tyler Algier steps on for a few snaps. There's no break. He's not nearly as good as Bijan, but he's going to make some fan base very happy next year when I think he walks in free agency. I like that. I love Tyler, but I just don't see the Falcons being able to hold on to him with as much talent as he has. He's going to go and be a running back number 1 for somebody. I don't know who, but we will see. And that's okay. Hopefully that just means more snaps for Bijan in the future. Getting the game back together here. Make sure I have my phone silenced. And a look at wonderful Mercedes-Benz Stadium with some sort of drone. All right, Allen lined up under center. 2 running backs in the backfield. Fullback's going to get blocked. And it's play action. And what a play there by... I need to have the rosters pulled up. Number 0. I am a terrible fan that I can't recognize everybody on that, but with no... It's a tough thing, but a very good play. A little bit of an underthrown ball there by Allen. Fantastic play action. Fooled me, and I get to watch at home, not from field level. So, insane. Looking at Allen here. 2nd and 10. We need to change the possession arrow. Snap, and Allen, this is a designed quarterback run, and that is shut down by the Falcons' front 7. Arnold Ebiketie was the first to get there. And I don't know if that was a designed run or if the screen was just not there. for the Bills. You fake the handoff there to James Cook. Now, yes, we get it, Josh Allen, he's the MVP. He's paid a lot of money. He's an awesome quarterback. 3rd down and 10, Allen in the shotgun. He'll bring Johnson over to his left. 4 receivers out, or 3 receivers, that matter. There's pressure on Josh Allen. He's going to throw a loop ball. Sideline says incomplete. That's right there in front of Raheem. He would have had a good look at it, but that is a catch. Once again for Josh Palmer. Buffalo's trying to get this off in a hurry so the Falcons can't. And Raheem saved by the Bell. Fantastic timing, gets it out there. And that is a challenge. So we will see here. We're going to take a look at the replay. He's got 1 foot in, and I don't think that second foot is in. I think that's a really good challenge there by Raheem. Look at another angle of it. 1 foot in, foot clearly out. That should be just open and shut here for the refs. But it is NFL officiating, so do we have any idea what we're doing? It's not as bad as SEC officiating, though. I think we can agree on that. Make sure that looks good. Was Diablo? Okay. Thank you, Grant. So, as long as we do not have an SEC officiating crew, this should be a pretty easy review. I know, I gotta learn ball. I need the rosters pulled up. In all honesty, I should have taken the 20 minutes when from when I got home to print the rosters up so I could just look at it real quick and see. If I start streaming more games, I'll do that. I will genuinely do that. Prepare like it's a real broadcast. You know what, Grant? That's what I'm going to do. We're going to pull up the rosters. Just because I want to stop. I'm a professional, and that's embarrassing. Gotta be better than that. I will say I am a fan of how the Falcons started this game. Got off the field quickly, and yeah, very clearly incomplete. And it will be 4th down, punting here. Almost get some pressure on the punter. That's going to take a bounce out of bounds. That'll be pretty good field position for Michael Penix. And now, and now it's time. That'll be Atlanta ball coming up here. Are we going to do a timeout? Please, let's not do a timeout. We just took a break. You should have gotten all your commercials in then. All right, 1st down, 5:25 to go. Starting off again with Algier in the backfield behind Penix. He'll send London in motion. You got a blitz coming from the secondary. Looked like someone moved, no call. Algier swallowed up, just no running room to the left side on that zone run. That'll be 2nd and about 12 coming up here. Yeah, so Bijan is healthy. We've seen him be used as just lined up in the receiver position. I guess we did see a little bit of, or we saw quite a bit of this in the Week 1 matchup against Tampa Bay when Darnell Mooney was hurt. I wonder, since Mooney's out, do you just put his athleticism out there? You got both running backs. Well, Algiers in the backfield, or that's Charlie Warner, back out, and there's Bijan Robinson. That'll be complete, just short of the line. There'll be 3rd down and 3 or 4 here. Penix, a lot of quick throws early on in this one. And wonderful protection. Bijan got hit pretty hard there by Espenza. 3rd down and 3. 0-1 so far in this one. In the pistol. Algier to his left. He's going to bring London in motion. Goes back to the original spot. And just a wild errant throw, but that will be pass interference. And that'll be a 1st down. And Raheem, I don't know what he's saying, but he's got the Bills laughing at him. Let's see. Pitts. Oh, yeah, definite hold. Just didn't let him turn around. I don't think that's complete either way. Yeah, holding, I think that's pretty obvious. Or pass interference, that is the, yeah, okay. That is pass interference, not holding. But didn't have his hands flat, the referee, on that one. But either way, 1st down for the Falcons. In a game like this, I'll take any advantage I can get. And we will see. All right, sends Warner in motion, and we got a flag. I think they're finally going to call that false start. They had it the entire drive. Last several plays, you could have called that false start. There's been movement on the line. And there we go. I don't know. I think that just you're excited. You're trying to get out there, block a guy. But there's been too much movement. Have to hold still. And here we go again. 1st and 15. You've got Warner to the right of Penix. Pitts lined up in a 2-point stance close to the left tackle. Now bringing Bijan into the backfield. It'll be a handoff to Bijan, and he's got some running room. He'll rumble on down to the 49-yard line, and that should be 2nd and 7 here for Atlanta. I like that. That's a bit of a new running look coming out of that bye. Second and 8 here. Penix in the shotgun. Bijan behind him. London and Pitts to his right. That's Casey Washington over to the left side. Very tight formation here. Barely outside the hashes. This is going to be handed to the right side for Bijan, and he is met at the line of scrimmage. He'll fall forward 4 yards. They'll bring it up 3rd and 7 for the Falcons. I'm fine. I would like to get the defense a bit of a rest. They've played well so far in this one, but you don't want to. 3 receivers up top with Kyle Pitts down to the bottom of the screen. Brings over London and back. Warner blocking to the backfield. Penix, he'll find Drake London, and he's got some space. He'll take it down to the 31. What a throw and catch from London, and it seems that they finally have established that connection a little bit. They did in the Washington game, but I'm glad to see it continue. And that's, yeah, just perfect. Just find a soft spot in the zone. And a little bit of a duck there from Penix, but it does the job. They don't ask if it's pretty. They ask if it gets done. Cut block doesn't work. Handoff to Bijan, and he'll make a man miss. He'll rumble on for a 1st down and more, and that'll be 1st and goal for the Falcons. Bijan Robinson. We've never seen a player cut like him, and neither has that Bills safety until just then, and I think it'll haunt him for quite a while. Yeah, perfect blocking in the zone scheme. Made a guy miss, ran through another's face. Takes two guys to get Bijan on the ground. And the Falcons are set up. 1st and goal. Bijan Robinson, best running back in the world. Penix in the shotgun. Warder as a blocking back to his left. He's going to bring in Robinson behind him again. Kyle Pitts. And they're going to run with Robinson. There's no running room. Bijan, lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. If it was not Bijan there, it probably would not have gotten to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and goal from the 9. So yeah, how we doing, everybody? It's a good night to watch the Atlanta Falcons. Definitely need this one. The schedule's looking a lot more difficult. I have faith that they're not going to let what happened happen again against the Panthers. At least against the Panthers. But, you know, those Colts games, Colts, Seahawks, those kind of are looking a little bit more daunting now. Casey Washington across the formation. Fake the handoff to Algier and just off Kyle Pitts' hand. Throw a little bit behind him. That'll bring up 3rd down. Need to convert these red zone opportunities to touchdowns. I was really hoping. That's been probably the biggest weakness so far for Atlanta. Just unable. They get in these spots and then completely forget how to conduct a basic offense. Okay, so we'll have Penix with Bijan behind him. 3 receivers on the top of the screen, 1 on the bottom. London comes across the formation. He'll go back. And now Pitts with the throw. That's to London. He'll stick the ball out. And that's a touchdown, Atlanta! I hope my mic is not peaking too bad. But that is another connection from 9 to 5. Dolly approves. And that is clearly over. And Drake clearly, or at least smartly, pulls that back with the defender coming to try to knock it out of his hands. He learns from Jackson Arnold how to hold on to the football. And that will be 13 to 7. And the kick is good. So, the Falcons. Just a nice long drive, methodical down the football field. You convert 2 third downs on that drive. Use that little just back and forth motion to read man and zone. Penix with the nice clear-away route here. He takes a safety with him. And Drake London in one-on-one coverage, you're going to have a really hard time getting it or taking it away from him on inside leverage or a ball for inside leverage when you're on the outside of him. And just smart, stick the football out, pull it back in, and Atlanta leads 14 to 7 here late in the first quarter. And this kick will be fielded and returned. And what a tackle there. It looked like he had a little bit of forward momentum. Good kick there by Pinion. And now we will see Josh Allen and this Buffalo offense go back out to take the field. Falcons defense so far has kept them in check. 20 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Tight formation. Tight end to the right, along with 2 receivers. Receiver to the left. He'll bring a man in motion. Hands it to Cook, and the Atlanta defense is right there. That'll be Rook. Or no, that's on Yamada. What a play there on Yamada. And that'll do it for the first quarter here in this one. Drake London is loving it on the sideline. And I gotta say, from what I've seen so far, I'm loving it as well. It is difficult to fill some space when you have commercials. Like, there's not much to talk about. There's nothing, like, it's normally when you're in a broadcast field, this is when you take a break with your breath, you check with your partner, even if you're production or if you're calling the game, and you typically have the setup that I've seen broadcaster goes with, and this is what I've gone with in my limited experience, is I take a coffee in one thermos, and then I've got 3 bottles of water, and then maybe like a Coke Zero or something, something with carbonation. Holy yap, I get it. But just to clear the throat a bit, because when you're constantly talking like this, it's a bit tough on your voice if you don't take care of it. Sleeper. Gotta love Sleeper. Currently in my Sleeper leagues, I am winning both of them. Dynasty, or the game today. Had to bring out my inner draft day to watch a little bit, or to this week. Traded Tech McMillan basically for George Pickens after 4 stops. River, he's a little, I forget the breed he is. You'll have to tell me in the comments, but he's supposedly hypoallergenic, and for whatever reason, whenever I'm around him, and he wants to be on you. He's an awesome dog. I love River. But he absolutely makes my eyes swell shut. It's fun. But so we've got gambling ads, we've got alcohol ads. River's a mystery because he doesn't know what he's going to do, so therefore how could you know what he's going to do? All right, we are back. 2nd and 10 here to start the second quarter. Bills have it on the Falcons' 26-yard line. Allen in the pistol, or now just in the shotgun. He's going to send Johnson out all the way right. 5 wide receivers here for Buffalo. He's changing the play. Falcons bring 4. Allen, and broken up there by A.J. Terrell. Welcome back to Atlanta. What a play on that ball. It was a little bit behind the receiver from Allen, but if that's on the target, that may be a pick for AJ. And the defense has looked good tonight. They've been decently gap sound. And I think that there's not any receivers for, well, I can't say that yet. But we'll save that for the halftime show. We'll take a look at it. Allen pointing out the mic, who identifies himself. Thank you, Caden Ellis. Motions it out a receiver. Allen with some pressure. He'll get it out to Josh Palmer, who breaks 2 tackles, 3, and Jesse Bates and A.J. Terrell will get him on the ground, unfortunately, after a first down. Yeah, just zone defense, perfect. Why am I calling him Josh Palmer? I know that's not Josh Palmer. It's Khalil Shakir. I've lost all credibility. Allen under center. James Cook about 7 yards deep. He'll fake to Cook. And pressure coming. But that will be completed to Palmer. And now he is injured on the play. There is some laundry on the field, though. You going to get D. Alford here for holding Yes, they will. That's declined, and now we have to check on Palmer. And they will take a timeout. Are we going to take a TV timeout? It sure looks like it. Because if we're about anything, we're about money here in the NFL. So, I think the broadcast just pointed it out. Without any sound, I can't hear it, obviously. But I'm noticing a pattern. Whenever the Falcons play zone coverage, they're just getting beat so far. Josh Allen, unless you have actual pressure, have him on the ground is always a threat with his legs. Which the Falcons have the personnel to stop a running quarterback. Caden Ellis is probably the most underrated off-ball linebacker in the league. Off-ball linebacker. But he's just been fantastic. You can ask him to do pretty much anything, including spying on Josh Allen, bringing pressure. As we see the Geico Gecko for at least the first time tonight. I doubt it'll be the last. But so far, just Shakir has been the favorite target for Josh Allen. Palmer, who got shaken up on that last play. I'm not sure what happened to him. It looked like a lower body injury. Maybe a hamstring or a calf. Hopefully it's just a cramp. Don't want to see anyone get injured. But we will see. And Palmer, he's going to go into the blue tent. He's walking with a limp. As we look at the replay here, D. Alford. Ooh, just stretched a long way. That's just probably painful. All right, Allen under center. He'll bring the receiver in motion. This is going to be a toss the other way to Cook. And that is well contained by the Falcons defense. Forces him out of bounds for a gain of 2. D. Alford there plugged the hole pretty well, but just run fit all the way across the board for the red helmets. There'll be more on the carry. See here what the Bills cook up on 2nd and 8. They're in Falcons territory now. Motions Cook out of the backfield. Allen, he pump fakes, and now he's in trouble. He'll be brought down from behind by Big Rook. And a lot of pressure there from the entire Falcons defense. That's a group sack if I've ever seen it. Had to do the fake pump, and he's getting pressure from all angles. And Allen tries to take off. Nowhere to go. And that will make it 3rd down. And they're going to give him 3rd down and 8. There's a lineman down for Buffalo. Probably 3rd down and 9, but semantics. Don't let them cross that yellow line. And that's losing the starting center. That's always a tough one to replace. And we go to another TV timeout. I'm not saying his last name because I don't want to make my furniture float. So, also I struggle with anything with too many R's or too many L's. I could never pronounce aluminum growing up. I remember there was a story I was doing when I was in elementary school. My class got chosen to do the announcements, and for that week, And so I was one of the people who wanted to do them. And obviously now it's because like, cool, yeah, you want to go into broadcasting. But we were talking about the aluminum can drive that my class was doing in 4th grade. And that was my line to read, or one of my lines to read, and I could not say it. So luckily, the school nurse, who also helped with announcements, told me that the British say it as aluminium. So I said aluminium, and I felt very fancy. Instead of saying as a, how old would I have been in 4th grade? Probably 10, 11? And go, aluminum. I could not say it at all. And that is exactly what it sounds like whenever I try to say Rook's last name. Know your weaknesses. Give you all a quick break from my voice. Aluminum, yes. It wasn't like turning the L's to W's. It just, I could not get the aluminum down. And now when I'm on air, my phone wants to give me more notifications than it's given me in a long, long time. Yeah, it just gets absolutely bullied. So Palmer's on the bench. He's getting a spat on his ankle. And here we are for 3rd and 8. 5-man front here for Falcons with the linebackers creeping up. I think this is a time you're going to go after that A gap with the backup center in. They bring the blitz. Allen on the run, and they get to him. Devon Diablo. D. Alford. What a play there from the Falcons defense to force a 4th down and long, and the Bills will have to punt back to Atlanta. Devon Diablo, one of the best. What an absolutely just a fantastic stunt there, and you bring Alford and Diablo and you just get to the quarterback. Allen's fast, but he's not faster than a defensive back, and he was very lucky that was not a fumble. Very lucky that knee was down at least. And the Bills will punt this, and it will be fair caught at the 14-yard line of the Falcons. And I really hope we don't have to go to another commercial break. We've had too many this drive. Oh, we're looking outside the stadium. But we're talking about hockey. Hockey's been really good. The Preds got a win today. They've gotten a point in every single game they've played so far. Took a shootout loss, or an overtime loss, excuse me, against Utah a few nights ago. But go up to Ottawa today. Beat a pretty good Senators team to move to 5 points on the early season. So after how badly last year went, I'm very happy to see that. Falcons now on offense. Penix in the shotgun. He'll fake the handoff to Bijan. Penix in trouble. He'll be sacked from behind, and now a Falcons offensive lineman gets rolled up on. There is a flag on the play, but it looks like this is going to go against Buffalo. Yep, offsides. I don't understand not blowing the whistle there if he's offsides with Penix in imminent danger, but okay. Ryan Newsel jumps off there. Sean McDermott, probably not happy with the way his team has come out so far. Already 5 penalties in this one. Penix in the shotgun. He'll move Charlie Warner to the left side. This is going to be just a straight hand off to Bijan Robinson. He's off to the races to the right side. It's a foot race. He breaks a tackle, and Bijan Robinson is gone. Play Montgomery Gentry because he's gone like a freight train. Bijan Robinson, the best running back in the world. And he'll make it 20-7. Atlanta early in the second quarter. Awesome running there. Just great blocks all around. And staying ahead of the sticks there, the Buffalo penalty, 1st and 5, gives you the ability to run in that situation. And it's never a bad thing to get the ball to number 7. And the extra point is good. Atlanta, 21-7 here over Buffalo. And you love to see it. 11:09 left to go here in the second quarter. And Atlanta. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves yet, but yes, Falcons to the Super Bowl. I agree. I just need to do something here. Playing with a new overlay scoreboard system just to see how it looks. I'd prefer to make it custom. I just didn't have really time to make one today. But yeah, we'll make it standard there. This is the best the Falcons offense has looked in a long, long time. They looked good against Washington, don't get me wrong, but when the Falcons are balanced and they don't make Michael Penix do too much, just quick passes. Not to mention, I mean, the Bills' defense has problems, but they are standing toe-to-toe with probably what I think at least several people we consider the best team in the NFL right now, and they're delivering. But need to play full 4 quarters here in Mercedes-Benz, and we will see. This has got to be the weirdest way I've ever eaten Chick-fil-A chicken nuggets in my life. Just borderline neurotic. I hope you enjoy the background, everybody. This is the we're getting ready to move background, and everything is being packed or going through it all. What news? There's a lot of news. I think I might make a video on it tonight, just on some of the craziness that happened in college football this weekend in terms of a career long for Bijan. And he's over to thank Casey Washington. Crucial block, and they're about to show it here. Just absolutely, yeah, bullied. Man, there, Casey Washington. That is why he's in Atlanta, and now it will be kicked off in a hard hit there. Jalen Walker getting involved in special teams. And the team is hyped up. The team is feeling good right now as Josh Allen trots onto the field. This is a man where no lead is safe when he's on the field, so he have to keep this up. That's a bad man there, wearing the black number 7. Or is it a black jersey with a white number 7? Red outline? Either way, bad man. Josh Allen under center. He's got James Cook in the backfield. He's going to bring the tight end over. And now he'll bring the other tight end over. This is a trap play, and Jalen Cook squeezes through a hole. And he'll pick up 7 for Buffalo, excuse me. Very good run there for James Cook. It looked like nothing was going to be there. And just a nice step to find daylight. Everyone wants to talk about these uniforms, though, for Buffalo. Like, to me, I don't see a huge deal. Like, the helmet's cool, but it's basically just the uniforms they already wear. Allen, under center. He'll motion a receiver over, and this is back to Cook. He's got daylight, first down and more. Finally taken down by Jesse Bates. So Buffalo is just attempting to attack more just downhill right now against this Falcons defense. Falcons secondary has looked really good so far. We'll see if they can keep measuring up. Another formation, bring over a blocker. Back to Cook. And this time, that's Xavier Watts with the tackle coming down. Cook only gets 2 yards. Cook coming back now to back home in a way, back to Georgia. Wonderful standout in especially the English classes at UGA, if you get the meme there. All right, tight formation. We're going to move the receiver over and back. Cook's going to come up right beside Josh Allen here. And Falcons bring a blitz, not getting home all the time in the world, but now he's under pressure. Allen, he sets his feet. He decides now he's just going to run for it, get a few. He fumbles, but that's out of bounds. Caden Ellis on spy duty for Josh Allen, and that'll bring up third down. So let's see if the Falcons defense could get right back off the field. Just what a wonderful job by the secondary, because there was plenty of time and no one was open. And then Caden Ellis comes across the screen here. He hits the peanut punch, but just a little too close to the sideline. So 3rd and 3 here for Buffalo. You're in a bit of a no man's land here. So this might be 4-down territory depending on what they do here. Let's focus on stopping them. First here, Cook to the side. Allen drops back. He's got pressure, and he just puts it at the feet. And he looks like he wants a flag. He's not going to get it. That's 4th and 3. And Buffalo bringing out the punt team yet again. What a job this defense has done so far. And yes, this will be a punt. Jeff Ulbrich really worked with his unit. And a punt that will bounce. Can it be fielded? Yes. So it will be Falcons ball on the 5. A good play there by the Bills special teams unit. Either way, though, Falcons ball up 21-7 midway through the second quarter. So I don't think you could have asked for a better start here for Atlanta if you're a Falcons fan. Other things in the sports world, though. So James Franklin gets fired. I think that search is going to be very interesting because it's going to be how much money does Penn State have for not only a hire, but for one head coach, but an entire staff that he wants to bring in. And, I mean, how much money goes into buying a roster capable of winning the Big Ten now? So you just paid a pretty substantial buyout. I did read today that $56 million number goes down to $18 million if he gets hired somewhere else. So that's a little bit more understandable. And I think it's also in his contract that he has to at least actively look for a job. He'll get hired somewhere if he wants to be hired. So we'll put it that way. And then there are certain jobs that in the Big Ten that may come available. I'm looking at somewhere. I think that Iowa job is a mess. But Kirk Ferentz, I mean, I think the writing should be on the wall there, whether or not they actually fire him. Like Luke Fickell at Wisconsin, he'll be gone. I think that one's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. Michigan State, I don't think that was a fair job to even get into when it happened with everything that happened with Mel Tucker. But I think that job might be open, and I think any of those programs would be lucky. Just call up Franklin and see if you can have it, because the expectations in those three programs are not to win a championship necessarily, but they'll definitely give you the resources, and you have the brand of a B team, and you may not win a Big Ten championship every year, but you will probably improve significantly under Franklin. He'll give you a chance to be a playoff contender. Okay, back to action. Hit off to Bijan. He gets tripped up at the line, and he'll fall forward for 4 yards there. They're very lucky, Buffalo is. That could have pretty easily been another chunk run as he just stumbles a little bit. Points. Zach Robinson moving down to the sideline has worked wonders here for Michael Penix in this offense. Penix has got Warner lined up in front of him. London down below. Now Bijan back into the backfield. Handed it off to Robinson, and he'll go forward, and he'll be stopped just shy of the first down. So this will be third down and maybe a half a yard. Depends on where they spot it. And I think you see Bijan, he's going to come off the field. Tyler Algier time. I don't know if I want Bijan off the field. I think this is a very good time to line him up in the slot, personally. But I do agree, keep him fresh. Go put the kid who you know is a tank. And whoa, we got a direct snap to Charlie Warner, and he's got it. Creative play calling here on 3rd and 1 from Zach Robinson. Or that's Felipe Franks, excuse me. Arkansas legend, Felipe Franks. Not Arkansas, Florida. And Arkansas, I think. But still. I am a non-ball knower tonight. And it's sad. Ed Oliver is going to have to leave. Lost his helmet. Without Big 91 on the field, though, I think this is the time you try a zone run with Bijan. And this is when the Falcons offense is working to its best. You see all those white jerseys in the box. Play action, Michael Penix all day to throw, and he's got Drake London, makes a man miss, and that'll be Falcons first down near the 50-yard line. I think that's the 44, 43. And let's take a look at this. Just more of what we have wanted. Fake the handoff to Algier. Find London, who finds a soft spot in the zone. Penix already back up to the line. Algier behind him in the shotgun. Pitts and London up top. Another play action. Penix to his right. He's going to take off, and he's got running room. Pushed or goes out after about 6 yards, so that'll be 2nd and 4 for Atlanta. He had Casey Washington there too if he wanted to throw it, but I agree. Drake London, absolutely. You can see with Casey, he's just the clear out route on that play. It would be incredible if Atlanta could get another touchdown on the board. He brings over Charlie Warner. But the handoff to Algier, he'll be cut down there by a Buffalo defender. And that's Terrell Bernard. He just got a sniff of it. And you can tell right now, this is when the Falcons offense is clicking. There are 8 white hats in the box. And that's with Algier in the game. That's not even with Bijan. So it's going to give, if you have the blocking, it's going to give you time to throw down the field, especially with the play-action game. Brings Franks in motion. This is Penix to pass, and he finds Kyle Pitts. And for another Atlanta first down. Zach Robinson was loving it there on the sideline. Penix just rolling to his right and finds Kyle Pitts wide open, the unicorn. And this will be Falcons first down from the 40. Good, efficient night so far here for Michael. He's got Warner lined up to his right. He's going to bring Bijan into the backfield. Handoff, jet sweep. It's well contained by Buffalo. He'll be brought down after only 1 yard line. Didn't get the push up front that you wanted from your big receivers, but not a bad play call. Anytime you can try to get Bijan open in space, it's a pretty good idea. And look at that. Penix able to get to the line with 15 seconds left. Identify the defense. They're looking at Bijan Robinson here, but I like Drake London up top. Runs a little slant route, just misses Bijan Robinson though. He had a little bit of separation, but I don't mind that throw from Penix. Just anywhere, he's like, if my running back cannot catch that, no one is catching it. Very safe throw. Okay, now 3rd down and 9. Atlanta was good at converting these on the last drive. Warner lined up onto the right of Penix. 3 receivers down below. Penix looks, fires. It's a duck to Robinson, and that'll be just short of the line to gain. Ball on the 32, add 18 yards to that as a 50-yard field goal, but I think Zach Robinson is in the mind to try it out. This is going to go down to the 2-minute warning either way. That ball had to have been tipped. No, it was not, unfortunately. That was just a really... Oh, okay, there it is. There was the tip. I was about to say, that would have to be... That's an insane throw to come out of a NFL quarterback's hand. They're going to line it up here. I think they might going to just try to hard count and get to the 2-minute warning to see what they want to do here. And that's exactly what they will do here. Down to the 2-minute warning. Falcons up 21-7 here on the Buffalo Bills. Other news around the sports world. Titans fired their coach. I mean, I thought he was probably could have been fired after year 1 there. It's weird with NFL jobs because there's less of like connective tissue in the NFL than there is with college. Like college, you want someone who's going to fit your program. And I mean, I think 31 of the NFL jobs are the same, and then I think Green Bay is a little bit different, just because you don't have an owner in Green Bay, so it works a little bit differently in terms of spending to the cap and just who exactly you answer to every day. But I don't know who they could hire. We're kind of early in the season for who's going to, like, the coordinators who are next up in line. I think there's going to be a decently big push to go get. I think Sirianni is going to be a pretty heavy name this year. He'll spend a year now as the defensive coordinator for San Fran. And after everything going wrong with Aaron Glenn with the Jets, I think it's very easy to see that was not Sirianni's fault. I think that would be an interesting hire for Tennessee with the personnel they have. But, I mean, I don't know if that's the job he wants, because if you get fired twice as a head coach of the NFL, I mean, that's pretty much it. You don't get hired a third time. And I don't know if he would leave San Francisco. He's in a good situation there to go take the Tennessee job of all places. Cam Ward, I think, is good, but the personnel there is in really deep need of a rebuild. And yeah, so we're back here to football. Second quarter, and the offense is out for Atlanta. Interesting to see the play call here. So 4th and 3. Penix in the shotgun. Robinson split out to his left, and now he'll bring him over to complete the trio. And he's got London to the side, but the throw will be to Casey Washington over the middle, and that will fall incomplete. I don't know the reads there with that. It looked like you had Drake London out of the zig route, but he looked at him. He wasn't available immediately. There was pressure, so just go to the next open target. Casey Washington was open, but really good coverage there. It's Teron Johnson. So now Buffalo with a chance to get this closer with 1:56 to go here in the second quarter. Allen out of the shotgun. Ball for you don't realize who that is, but it's complete. It is. Yeah, I was going to say, I don't see a number or a 0 on the Buffalo roster, so that wouldn't have helped me out anyways. Allen out of the shotgun, going quickly now. He's going to look to run, but he'll throw. Falcons say incomplete. Buffalo says incomplete. Now the ref says incomplete. So this will be 3rd down and 6. Throwing on the run, and that might have been... No, he trapped it. He had it originally and lost it once he hit the ground. So I almost don't get why Josh Allen didn't just run that, but he had Caden Ellis tailing him in that situation. And if you can take away Josh Allen's legs, though this is going to go to a review, so we will look at this. Personally, I don't think that was a completion. I think this is very much a whatever was called on the field would have been... Oh, he did lose it, but it might have never hit the ground. That's an interesting one. I know how the NFL works, though, so this is most likely going to be overturned with Buffalo getting a first down here. Dry mouth, but and just looking, oh my goodness, Seattle wins 10-3 over Toronto, and they're going to take that back to Seattle with a 2-0 lead with 3 games to close it out. And, you know, you have an opportunity there. Win 2 of the next 4. In Seattle, you get to go to the World Series for the first time in your franchise history. Hard to think of other franchises, at least in Major League Baseball, that deserve it more than Seattle. Maybe it's because I watched a documentary. Maybe it's because of John Boyce and his wonderful storytelling, and that's why I feel sympathy for them. But either way, I wish the Falcons wore their throwbacks every game as well. Insane. I think it would take away the novelty a little bit, but I think if you if you use this design as a template for what you were going with, I don't know if that ball ever touched the ground, so either way, the refs do not overturn this. So Josh Allen in the shotgun, snaps there, has Ellis on the blitz, but wonderful A.J. Terrell. You can complain about it all you want, Josh Allen. Yeah, I'm shocked they ruled that incomplete, but that will be a 4th down. A.J. Terrell, he's got Coleman, and wonderful play. Looking at it up close, yeah, definitely no PI. And the Falcons are going to get this ball back with 1:22 on the clock. What a stand there by the defense. And the punt is away. This is going to travel, and it will be fair caught with a little bit of difficulty, but on the 13-yard line. Okay, how about this? I'm going to do the video I was thinking about doing today as just part of my live stream at halftime. And I'll clip it, I'll put it out later. What's the flag? Don't know who it was on. Either way, it's Falcons ball, 1st and 10, and it'll be, I don't know if there was a flag on anyone because it was, ball is in the same spot it was called in. So let's shift positioning over to possession goes back to Atlanta. See what they can do with it here. Penix, shotgun. He's going to bring Casey Washington over. He'll go to Drake London. Just a short, quick down, but Drake London drags a defender. Never stopped turning his feet. I think that was close to the 1st down. They're going to mark it just short. But well, the TV is saying 1st and 10. But yeah, 2nd and 1 here. Clock is running. Under 50 seconds to go now. Penix in the shotgun. Fakes to Bijan. He's running. He's just going to throw this away. Had Ed Oliver in pursuit. And I agree, Michael, it's best to just get away from that man if he's after you. And here's an injury for Buffalo. Looks to be some sort of lower body ankle here. Someone in the secondary didn't get a good look at the number. And so I'm sure we'll probably go to break here in a second. Or we can just look at Sean McDermott's face. Let's take a look at the other game, see what's going on. So, yeah, Michael Penix so far just outplaying Josh Allen. Just 122 passing yards to 98. Allen's got him beat in the rushing yards department, but he's been sacked twice to Penix's once. So, and that's kind of Atlanta's bread and butter. Just those mid-level passes. And that's where you see the range for Penix, where he throws probably the best ball, which they don't let him hit a deep ball on you. Defenses just haven't let him do that with 2 high safeties. And that's Benford. He hurt for Buffalo. He's hurt. But he is up and moving. This will give the Falcons a chance to huddle here for the 3rd and 1. Penix, you got Pitts and London to the top of the screen. Washington and Bijan. Or excuse me, Bijan is lined up behind. This will be a handoff to Bijan. He'll break the first tackle. It'll be a 1st down. Falcons are going to hurry to the line. Are they not going to take a timeout here? Okay, they did take a timeout. So, Falcons take a timeout right here, and so will we. Well, I'm not leaving, but they will lose a timeout on the scoreboard. ...136 rush yards for Bijan Robinson on 11 rushes in the first half. 81, though, obviously. That huge play. Okay, so Penix in the shotgun. He'll bring Washington over. He's got time. He throws, and that is just incomplete. He was looking for Casey Washington over the middle. It was double covered. But that was a good ball from Penix. Just unable to corral it was Casey Washington. Just ran a nice route over the middle of the field, beat his man. Good play by the safety to just get there. Probably put his hand on the ball, made it tough. An incompletion is not the worst thing in the world there, though. Stops the clock. So 31 seconds left. Just want to try to get in field goal range here. Penix, he's got Bijan to his left. Penix drops back with the throw, and he has London. Oh my goodness, London unable to get it, and he's upset with himself. Just went right off of his left hand, probably a little bit out of his reach. But a catch there would have been really big for the Falcons' hopes of getting points on this drive. And he's open. It's zone coverage here. Penix reads it. Yeah, that's just a ball that's got to be caught. I don't know if London and him weren't on the same page there. But no reason he couldn't get a second hand to that ball. Handoff here to Bijan. And now there's a fight. London getting involved. And now here come the linemen. And now there's another hurt. That's very convenient. A hurt player here for Buffalo stops the clock. What a pass block there from Bijan Robinson. That's Ed Oliver. He laid out. You don't expect to see that from Ed Oliver's not getting knocked down there by many running backs in this league. That's Stewart on the ground for, Bernard on the ground for Buffalo. And this is going to stop the clock for the Bills, and very unfortunate because they only have one timeout left. So that's big. Let's see, what happened here? Bernard's getting blocked down. He gets blocked into the pile, and he comes up grabbing an ankle again. Oh, okay. He got fought right as he was already grabbing the ankle in pain, and another player gets shoved into him. I think that's actually the player who got shoved down because of Drake London. And now we have Jake Matthews going to the locker room for Atlanta. He's walking a little gingerly, but it's not super out of the ordinary for an offensive lineman after a half of football. And we're only 21 seconds left. The offense is leaving, so something to keep an eye on, but not necessarily something that is huge. Obviously, Jake Matthews, very important for this offense. So Pinion back to punt. It's going to be Brandon Condrington as the returner for Buffalo. And this is a Good punt for Pinion. Fair caught at the 30-yard line. And the Bills will have 15 seconds and 1 timeout here to try to get into field goal range. So let's see what happened to Matthews. Matthews falls over a body in that big scramble. He's holding an ankle. And he gets up. And just a little ginger. Yeah, I mean, go ahead, get him. If he needs taped up or whatever, go ahead and get him to the locker room. Get him off his feet. Hopefully you, you shouldn't need him unless you get a pick here on the first play of this half. So Allen, 3 receivers out wide. Allen out of the shotgun here. There's pressure again up the middle. Allen gets the throw away, and it's picked! It's picked! I called it! Now that's a big deal. D. Alford with the pick of Josh Allen, and the Falcons need probably about 15 yards, but they've got 2 timeouts and 7 seconds to get into field goal range. What a play there. Just pressure right up the middle. Just push the right guard directly into Allen's face, and he throws into double coverage. D. Alford makes the play on the ball. Surprised he made that throw with Jesse Bates in the area, but I mean, you don't think there's much to lose there, but Josh Allen very upset with himself already. So let's see what the Falcons could do with it here. 7 seconds to go. You do have 2 timeouts. You're on the Buffalo 45, and who's taking the timeout? The officials' timeout? Okay, let's see what ruling. Oh, are we going to look at this? Oh, of course we are. So Alford gets the ball. Yeah, very clearly an interception. What are we looking at? Are we trying to say there was holding somewhere else? Yeah, okay, call confirmed. I guess we look at every single separate or play with a turnover, but that's a little bit weird to look at. So you're on the Buffalo 45. If you can get about 7 yards, you have a pretty good shot at this one. Because what? If you're 45 minus 7, that brings you to the 38. And then you add 18. So that would be a 55-yard field goal. Still a pretty tight formation. You got Casey Washington down here, Kyle Pitts and Drake London up top, Bijan to the left, and Buffalo's going to take their final time out. So, and 10 seconds now on the clock. So that might matter if you want to get a second shot at this. Maybe you get a completion, go down quickly, and then get a shot at either the end zone or making this a closer kick for your kicker. But I don't know necessarily how you look at this. The kicker, of course, here. I'm trying to pull up his stats. Parker Romo, I mean, he came in this year. I don't know what his long is on the year or his career. Penix with the snap. Perfectly executed. Just a nice little dump-off pass to Drake London. 4 seconds tick off the clock. He gets out of bounds. I'm surprised the Bills played soft coverage there. I don't know why you wouldn't. You know that you're not taking a shot to the end zone in that situation. You're just trying to get it a little closer for your kicker. And you're playing 8 yards off the ball with Drake London. So, okay, so 4 receivers. Bijan to the left of Penix. The snap. It's to Drake London, and he's on a mission. Can he get to the end zone? The clock is out. He hits the pylon. Touchdown! Oh my goodness, that's going to be a big play because the clock was out. That's 6 points or nothing. That is huge. Did he step out of bounds? They're going to look at it. They called it a touchdown on the field. He's in. Oh my goodness, he's out. They stopped him at the 1 yard line. No! That's awful. That's so bad. They're going to overturn that, so there's no time on the clock. If that's called the way that if they call him out, which I think he was very clearly out, there's no time on the clock. That is insane. That is such a break for Buffalo. So yeah, that'll be halftime. That's dejecting because if you were up 28-7 going in to the half. Instead, though, I mean, you still have a 2-touchdown lead over Buffalo, over the top team in the league. And we'll move into halftime here. Hate it though, absolutely hate it. You could have had 28-7 on them if you had about either a second left or that. Maybe, I don't think London was lollygagging by any means. I mean, he's running quickly, just gets caught at the worst possible time. But Buffalo, very, very lucky. That was the best case scenario for them there. That's a really tough pill to swallow for the end of the half. But we'll see how that is going. I think but the just I don't know. That's dejecting because you hope that momentum doesn't carry because you had them you could have easily been up 28-7 on them. Kind of just bullied them in some ways down the field. Bijan hits a big run. I mean, Penix had 171 yards. Only was sacked once, excuse me. 12 for 19, the touchdown. Bijan looked good. You got both running backs already have a touchdown in this one. One way more impressive than the other. But they've really been able to just pick apart a zone defense for Buffalo. And the defense for Atlanta has been really good. Okay, so we're at halftime. I have to look at Jason Kelsey's face. So instead, I'm going to talk about some other stuff what's going on in the sports world. Probably just cut this off and make a full video out of it later, but... So, off the cuff, I didn't really have notes, but I was talking about James Franklin earlier, like what's next for him. Apparently, his contract has language in it in order to receive his buyout. He has to be actively looking for a job. So, I imagine if he's actually looking for a job and truly wants one, he'll get a job somewhere. James Franklin is a good coach. He's not terrible just because he hasn't been able to win the big games so far. Like, I understand parting ways with him. I'm a little bit surprised that it's mid-season. I thought it would be like one of those like mutually agreed to part ways kind of deals at the end of the season, but it was not that. So where do we go from here? I think there's going to be some jobs open at like the B tier of program in the Big Ten. Like not Michigan, not Ohio State, and not Oregon. But like those are pretty much like the only A tiers in the B tier or in the Big Ten. Outside of that, I think you look at like Wisconsin is going to be open with Fickle. That job might be open in 2 to 3 weeks, depending on how it looks after what happened to them at Iowa this week. Michigan State might come open. I'm wondering about that one a little bit. I think Iowa has the possibility of coming open depending on what Kirk Ferentz decides to do there. Like, that's a job. Well, I would say that they would never fire him, but after what happened to Franklin, I don't know. But, I mean, if Iowa's open, if Wisconsin will for sure be open, but if Iowa and Michigan State are open, that's 3 jobs. And my first call, if I'm any of those programs, will be to James Franklin, just to be like, hey, it's the same thing. Like, I believe you could get Penn State level results out of any of those programs. You could be a playoff contender, and then once you're in the playoff with a quality roster, you're going to have a shot at doing something. And you can make the playoffs with Wisconsin or Iowa or Michigan State. I mean, Michigan State went in the 4-team playoff, and it was because they converted a 4th down, or at least I think it was a 4th down or a 3rd down on the goal line against Iowa, or else Iowa would have gone to the Big Ten or to the 4-team playoff. Either way, they got crushed by Bama. But the point is, you can go to the playoffs at either of those programs, and I think that should be who they target. Wisconsin, I think especially. I think that would be a very good match. You have like pretty medium expectations. Like your expectations at Wisconsin are not to win national championships like they are at Penn State, which I think that is a little bit overblown at Penn State. But I mean, still you're at the top level of college football. I understand wanting to win national titles. But Franklin can absolutely do at Wisconsin what he did at Penn State. That's a coach that you want your kids to go play for, and Wisconsin should have them backing money-wise to go do it. I think something that would be interesting, I don't know if he fits currently, but I mean, he coached at Vanderbilt for years. I wonder if you look at Franklin and if you're a booster at Arkansas, you go to James Franklin and you say, hey, we understand we've been at the bottom of the SEC ever since Petrino left the first time. And for public imaging, we cannot leave Bobby Petrino as the head coach of this team. But we're going to go and take all of that Walmart money, all that Tyson Chicken money, and we're going to go give it to James Franklin, and we're going to build him a roster that can compete at the highest level of the SEC. I wonder what that would look like. Though I don't think James Franklin's going to end up at Arkansas, just kind of throwing that one out there. If UCLA doesn't stick with their interim coaching staff, which I think right now is easily the best move they can make, I think UCLA could be something interesting for Franklin, but I don't know if Franklin would like to leave the Midwest or the South, kind of like the areas he's been in for the last, 20 years or so. What else? But right now, those are the programs that are open or might come open that I think have a good shot at him. Arkansas is open. I was talking to a friend the other day, and I threw out the name John Gruden for Arkansas. I wonder if that is something that, the same thing, if you can get like Tyson Chicken and Walmart to give him a full and just make a reassurance that you're going to give him a roster that can compete. And the Gruden name will get kids in the building immunity, but we'll get some talent in the building, both out of the transfer portal and at a high school to play. And that's one of those ones where I think it'll either work it'll be really, really high, or it'll be like Bill Belichick, and you'll know after a year whether that's going to work. So, and I think if you're going to make a big swing like that at Arkansas, I think that's kind of what you want. You either want it to be like, hey, how the Bobby Petrino years were, where you have like 5-6 years of a good run where you are one of the top teams in the SEC. You never did actually win anything, but you competed with the Alabamas and at the time Auburn and LSU of the world. And I think that is maybe the peak for Arkansas. The 12-team playoff would have been a big deal for those Arkansas teams because they would have made it a few years there. Or you want, like I said, a guy that you know that you're not sitting there for 3 years and being like, well, is this going to work out? Like, if you know after 1 year that okay, this isn't the guy, it's like, oh, yeah, we know for sure this is not the guy. So that's what North Carolina is going to have on their hands with Belichick. What else? UAB fired Trent Dilford and Dilford. About time was not good. He should have been fired at the end of last season, but because of the buyout and the way it's structured, didn't have the ability to hire him or to fire him. I think with that job, there's a lot of influential people around Birmingham that care about UAB athletics. There's money there that you can build a roster to be at least at the level of like a Tulane or a Memphis or a South Florida kind of program. And we kind of saw that under Bill Clark. I mean, UAB was nationally ranked 2 years after being non-existent as a football program. So I think there's potential there. I think you look at some high school, like the high school talent in that area, that region that is right around Birmingham, I think it's 7A Region 4 or something like that. At least it was when I was in Birmingham. I think it was when I was covering high school football. Is one of the best high school football regions in the country. Like Thompson High School's right there, Hoover High School's right there. And both of those, I mean, they've been competing for state titles for, 20 years now against each other. And I think that if you want to go the high school route with a head coach, I think there's precedent for it, and I think it could work at a place like UAB. We saw Samford there right down the road do that with Bucky McMillan in basketball and have huge success, bringing in a guy who knew the local talent and was very respected by local talent and other coaches in the area, assemble a staff, and now, of course, Bucky. He took the Bulldogs to March Madness, and now he's at Texas A&M this year. I'm very excited to see what he does in the SEC. I think another option, Roddy White has just come out and said he wants the job. I think that could be very interesting. Roddy White's my favorite Falcon of all time. So I would love to see him back in the green and gold, which I think starters, you have to fix the uniforms. These new uniforms are just not it. You got to put the dragon back into your athletic as your main athletic logo if you're UAB. So maybe that's where we could start. I think you got to get Bill Clark more involved again. Like if he's like the GM of the program or whatever you want to call it. I think Roddy White's interesting. I don't know if he has the same appeal. Like Michael, like that's the new thing of like all these NFL like all-stars, all-pro kind of guys coming in and they're coaching because they're all following Deion Sanders' lead. But I don't know if he's going to have the same impact as like Deion did or Michael Vick is going to have. Just because Roddy White, as good as he was, is not a cultural icon like those two guys. So we'll see. That's my 2 cents on the UAB job. As someone who is close to that school and the Birmingham area in general. So I'm glad Dilfer's out. I think it's a long time coming. And now we're about to get ready for some football. I'm going to go real quick and get my computer charger because I did not hook it up. So, everybody, I'll be back right in time for the kickoff of the first half. Alrighty, so Bills get the ball here to end, or just start the first half, or the second half. Outside of one drive, they absolutely were shut down by Atlanta's defense. Allen under center, he'll motion the receiver, hand off to James Cook, and he's going to plow ahead, carry the huddle there for about 6 or 7 yards. Bring up second down and around 3 or 4. So, I think that's a little bit of a gut punch coming out. You need to stop him here. Allen under center, 2nd and 2. He's going to bring Knox over, hand off to Cook, and he's going to get about 8 before he's brought down. So first down for Buffalo. And so far, they're keeping it simple. Just running it straight at Atlanta and telling them to stop it. There was a drive that started like this, in which Atlanta then battened down the hatches like Will Smith was coming out and just put an end to it. Allen in the shotgun will move the back over. Allen, back to pass, he'll throw, and that is going to be caught over the middle. That's Shakir. Another low throw from Allen, but I mean, I don't know where else you put that. You had a black jersey right there, and that was Jesse Bates in coverage. He broke on the ball quickly, just not fast enough. Quick read there by Allen at 2nd and 1. Second and 1 from the Falcons 49. Brings a receiver over, hands off to Cook, and he's going to get the first down, but not much more than that. And he's stopped. Pierce Jr. in on the play. Pretty much every Falcon in that front 7 in on it. But that will be enough for a first down. So, and now, there's another Buffalo player who's shaken up a little bit. He's on the sideline at least, so we're not going to get a stoppage. Allen under center, Cook back deep. He's going to bring a receiver over, back over again, and he'll fake to Cook, back to throw. He'll dump it off, and it will be completed over to Shares. Let's see, how do you pronounce that one? Shavers. Okay. I am blind. But play action all day to throw. Honestly, a little bit of a slow read there from Allen. I mean, Terrell was way behind in the route. You would thought he would have started a little sooner. Either way, 2nd and 3. The Bills are cooking so far on this one, on this drive. Already 3 first downs. Fake the handoff to Cook. Allen in trouble. He'll throw it. And, that's Davis. He'll have enough for the first down. So, the Falcons have done a good job so far tonight of getting pressure in Josh Allen's face. Even when they don't get him down. They're just got a guy like right in his face mask. But that ball was already, when it was caught, it was at the line. Arnold Ebiketie, he does manage to take down Josh Allen, though. Helmet to the knee. No roughing the passer or anything, but that's what you appreciate. Just makes him think about it a little bit more. This will be a handoff straight ahead for a first down, and that is James Cook again. So another first down, and the Bills are deep into Falcons territory now. And, I don't understand. That's an absolute hold on Devon Diablo there. He let him go when he tried to pull away. But he just literally got his hands wrapped around the dude's helmet, like touching the back of his helmet. Handoff again here, and Cook will get 6 before being brought down. Right now, just running it right at this Atlanta defense. A defense that's got to step it up or put more guys in the box, either one or both. This will be second down at about 4. All of these have been kind of just like to the left side. So far, Cook's going to take a break, so Davis will step back in. I believe it'll be Davis at least. Another just tight formation, multiple tight ends. And Atlanta, this is going to be a play action. It'll be dumped off, and that will be a touchdown for the Bills. That is Ray Davis. So the Bills come right out in the second quarter, and they're going to make this a one-possession game. And that's why that London stepping out of bounds right there on the 1 with no time left is huge because, I mean, yeah, cool. Buffalo scored. It was like, oh, yeah, they made a 2-possession game. And instead, it's now a 7-point game. So, Falcons offense needs to go out and have a successful drive. Maybe not score, but definitely a successful drive when they get back out there. And, I mean, all but 2 of their drives have been successful so far. And really one of those unsuccessful drives was getting out and, I mean, would have been a touchdown, or it would have been at least 3 points in any other circumstance except for you ran out of time on the touchdown. So, like, London actively stepped out of bounds, or just got forced out of bounds before he hit the pylon, and that would have been fine if it wasn't for time. Just taking a bit of a break real quick. It's probably the weirdest way I've eaten chicken nuggets in my entire life. Trace McSorley. Oh, this Trace McSorley. Hawks win tonight as well, so we'll see. Need a really good drive here from Penix and the crew. You've had really nothing but success handing the ball off to Bijan. But, I mean, Penix has had a really good night so far, too. Something like 180 yards. I mean, you have a 70% completion or so game after the few incompletes. And your receivers are performing. London, kickoff. And that'll be taken to about the 25. And now Falcons have possession of the football. showing the Georgia High School Association wall in Mercedes-Benz. Have every single Georgia High School football helmet in there. It's actually a really cool thing if you've ever been to Mercedes-Benz. Handoff will go to Bijan. He's going to cut corner, find some daylight, and he will surge forward after the line gets home, and that'll be second down and about a yard to go. We did see Jake Matthews go to the locker room a little bit early ahead of everybody else on that last play. But I also do not see him. So Jake Matthews not back in the game for the Falcons. That's a big loss, depending on what how long he's out for. Penix, he's going to hand off to Bijan, who will have just enough for a first down. So I expect Buffalo to start keying a lot more on Bijan here. I mean, just because without him, I don't really know what you want to do. Or because if you're not keying on Bijan, what else are you supposed to key on? Like Drake London, cool. Like Kyle Pitts is still going to get the ball. Bijan's going to get the ball. So I think you have to shut down Bijan first and foremost if you want this offense to not work out. Bijan now back behind center. Play action. Penix is kicked. Oh my goodness. He pump fakes. Doesn't realize the pressure is there, and he will be sacked. This is going to be second down at about 16 or so. Very deep sack. And Penix just didn't see the blitz coming to his backside. And just goes right by where Jake Matthews would be playing. Or excuse me, not his blind side. That was just to his front side. Buffalo sees Jake Matthews is out of the game. And immediately attacks. Too much there for Charlie Warner to handle. Second and 23. Okay. This could be a screen play to Kyle Pitts. He's got some daylight, and he'll get back to around the original line of scrimmage. He'll still be about 3rd and 11 or 12 here. Penix is kind of looking at his fingers, so I wonder if he's got like a cut or maybe jammed his finger a little bit. That is on his right side, though, so that's not his throwing hand. So 3rd and 13 here for Atlanta. Would hate to go 3 and out after what has happened the last 2 drives for yourself and Buffalo going into the half and coming out of the half. 3rd and 13. Bijan to his right. You have Bijan, and it's unloaded to Drake London. London just stops running on the ball, but there is a flag. And it looks to be against Buffalo. I was wondering what Drake London was doing. He just stopped running on a play that I don't know if Penix overthrew that. So yeah, flag on Buffalo. I still have no clue what for because they didn't show the signal and they just showed a repeat 3rd down. I mean, London gets held up there, but he does just stop on the play. So I wonder if there's a little bit of miscommunication with the route, or that's on Atlanta. Never mind. So 4th and 13, and Atlanta will punt this away. And you hate that, because London was open. I saw why Penix threw him the ball. And this will be fielded and returned for about 10 yards. And there is a flag on this one. And I'm sure it's just like a block in the back or a holding. Yeah, holding on Buffalo. They'll push them back about 10 yards. So, but Josh Allen now coming out with a chance to tie it after what we thought Atlanta was going into the locker room up 21. Touchdown gets called back. Rightfully so, but it still hurts. And now Buffalo ran it straight down the field. coming out of the locker room, and now they get the ball back with a chance to tie it up. So we will see. What happens here. I've had this feeling a lot as a Falcons fan, so I really hope it doesn't go where it feels like it can. I mean, this is a Buffalo team that came back down against the Ravens earlier in the year. We're going to take a look. See how the fantasy team is doing. So in my main league, as we load in, I know I have more than a 1% chance of winning because I saw the score before we started. If Sleeper will ever actually load. Hold up, I might have to pull this one up on my laptop. Okay, okay, good night so far. I have got 173 points and a 99% chance to win, as I've got almost 100 points more than my opponent so far, which he does have Jaden Daniels and Dawson Knox and Deebo Samuel, so there's always a chance that he can catch up. And in my Dynasty League, we're going to have to take a look at it. 99% chance to win. My opponent has James Cook and Kyle Pitts and DeAndre Swift. So a chance to win, but I'm leading by over 50 points. They are 131 on the board. So this is going to be a big test here for the Falcons defense. Gotta stand up big. I expect this to be same formation that they ran it out of last time. Hand off to Cook. There's pressure in the backfield, but they can't bring him down, and Cook will go for 8 yards before that. Just a miss. Cook ran around the first guy and breaks the first tackle at the line of scrimmage, and he'll get 8 out of it. That's one. Onimata, you would love to if he could have gotten James on the ground there, but it is what it is. 2nd and 1 here for Buffalo. I'm just looking now at the score in that Bears-Commanders game, 13-7. Okay, then. He's going to bring Knox over as the pull man, and Cook barely enough, but he will get the first down. So right now, Buffalo has found something that works against a Falcons defense that was giving them so much trouble in the first half, and that is just to feed James Cook the football. And they've got big bodies all on the field here. I mean, you've got 5 offensive linemen and then 2 tight ends to the same side. Now you bring Kincaid over, or Knox, excuse me. Now, play action. And Josh Allen has 2 defenders in his face. Third, he gets the ball off just barely, and that's going to be a flag for defensive pass interference. I have no clue how Josh Allen got that ball off. Yeah, holding on the defense. That's brutal because you had him dead to rights, and there's only like 2 to 3 quarterbacks in the league you feel like that are going to get away from that. That's going to be holding on A.J. Terrell, which, no. They threw the flag before he fell. What was that? I don't understand that call at all. I mean, he escapes from Rook and Onimata. I think Ebikadi was in on that as well. So just 3 strong linemen running a 4-4 here. Handed up to James Cook, and he'll get 6 before finally going down. And that's 6 before contact because the offensive line just surging right now for Buffalo against Atlanta's defenders. And it really is just a pick which gap that the linebacker doesn't go to. Just run a zone run. And right now, Atlanta's offense is Buffalo's offense is beating the Atlanta front five. Another handoff to Cook. This time, he'll be taken down right at the line of scrimmage. Caden Ellis is going to get the tackle, but Harrison was the first man there. Tripped him up. Ellis put him on the ground. So this will be a third down and about 3. Be very big for Atlanta to get off the field here. We're talking about the offensive line's personalities. So, of course, fantastic coverage here for ESPN as always. 3rd and 4. Out of the shotgun. Allen back to pass. He throws it, and it will be incomplete. He was almost hauled down there by Caden Ellis. But also pressure there from Jalen Walker. And there's a flag, because of course there's a flag on the play. They're going to get holding again. I haven't shown the replay yet. That's going to be on Hughes. But we haven't seen the replay. I know Atlanta doesn't look happy about it. Glenn Schumann doesn't look happy. I mean, obviously, you got off the field there, and then a penalty takes it away. Still no replay here from ESPN. Okay, there we go. So Schumann, he's lined up on the far side of the screen. Yeah, that's holding. Okay. That's fine. I hate it, though, because that's 2 holding calls that it really have not made a difference because Allen was almost on the ground when the holding occurred. And speaking of Allen on the ground, that's a sack for the Atlanta defense. They're 3rd tonight. Rook and Onyemata. Pressure right through that interior, and that's something that Atlanta has not seen in forever. Rook got hold up, or he probably would have put Allen on the ground. Whistle came very quickly, so it was more of a, hey, just touch Josh Allen and he's down. So 2nd and 18, put them behind the sticks, please. 4-man front for Atlanta. Quick throw from Allen. And that'll gain about 9 yards. So it'll be 3rd down and 9. This has been a quick 3rd quarter. We're only got 2 minutes left. Shakir was the receiver on that play. And it was just a very quick 5-yard out, 5-yard and slant kind of play. Just a man coverage beater. And that's really how Atlanta's been getting beat tonight, is in zone. So they've done a really good job of making adjustments back to a man look. Allen quickly, that's going to be 4th down, but this is a bit of a no man's land. It's 4th down from the Falcons' 46-yard line. 4th down and 1. I would expect the Bills to go for this. 4th down and 2, ESPN's calling it. Yeah, you're still on the logo, so exactly. Buffalo's offense staying out 3 of 4 so far on the season on 4th down. You got tight trips formation. Now you motion the receiver out of it and back in. Snap to Allen. He's under pressure. And a shuffle pass is incomplete. Falcons get off the field. And what a play there. Caden Ellis with the pressure and forced Allen. He couldn't set his feet. Had to try a shuffle pass, which is not typically in his bag. And it's just incomplete. It's too short. I think that was Shakir trying to dive back, but just couldn't get it in time before it bounced. Falcons are going to take over in really good field position here. Need to put points up on the board. Try to get that lead back up to 2 scores. if nothing else, need to move the ball a little bit, take some time, and give your defense a break. They've been on the field for what feels like forever in the third quarter. So, I think the Falcons are a good team. The problem is, I don't know. I mean, the best team in football might be in your division, and you already lost to them once. You're 0-2 in the division, and you've got some tougher games coming up. I mean, at the start of the season, it was like you go through this gauntlet that is the first 6 games of the season with, I mean, you had the Bucks, the Vikings, and then the Panthers were supposed to be the game that you could take a little bit of a break on. Falcons read too much into that, took a full break against the Panthers, and it didn't work out. But then, I mean, you play the Commanders, you beat them, and you take the break. But then you have Bills. Next week, it's Sunday Night Football in San Francisco. But then after that, you thought you had a little bit of a break because it was the Dolphins who, I mean, yeah, the Dolphins have not been good this year. And then after that was supposed to be, the Colts in Berlin, and the Colts in Berlin, and you're supposed to play the Seahawks and all of that. Let's just look up the exact schedule because I know, but like the Colts and the Patriots suddenly look very formidable as your Week 9 and Week 10 opponents. The Panthers, I mean, they beat you handily the first time you played them, and they looked good again yesterday. They've won 3 of their last 4 in Carolina. So, okay, Penix in the shotgun. Robinson behind him, handoff. Right side, Bijan with running room. He'll get pushed down, but not before he gets a first down for Atlanta. You got to change the possession arrow back to the Falcons. So, yeah, you're seeing it here. Actually, it was Terrell. And Terrell had the coverage, or the pressure on Josh Allen last time. And just a bad shuffle pass because Allen could never, with a defensive back, he's not faster than A.J. Terrell. So, he doesn't have time to set his feet or even really get a real good throw off. So, fantastic play there from Terrell. Handoff to Bijan, and that's just gobbled up. There were 2 Bills in the backfield before the play even started, it felt like. So, second down and about 13 coming up here for Atlanta. Atlanta, best. These are the best uniforms in the league. And, I mean, you're seeing the throwbacks here for the Bills, but honestly, these aren't much really different from anything they wear every week, so I don't get all the hype about that as much. But that'll be it for the third quarter. So we come down to winning time. It is the fourth quarter from Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. And you just want the Falcons to, if you can score on this drive, I think you did put yourself in a really good position. This has been a pretty fast or a pretty slow-paced game in terms of just how many possessions there have been. There's been about 2 possessions a quarter, which makes sense considering how much Atlanta wants to run the ball, how much Buffalo has run the ball in this game. So, if you can have it so Buffalo, or give Buffalo the ball, down 2 possessions. It's not a guaranteed win by any means. I mean, ask Baltimore, but I think it gives you a good position to make Josh Allen throw the ball. Which, it's a weird thing to say, of like, you want to put the ball in Josh Allen's hands, but tonight, I mean, you've done a really good job of making him feel uncomfortable in the pocket. You hit him down 3 times, or you've put him down 3 times. It's really been James Cook who's given you trouble. But Glenn Schumann's been making adjustments back there, and the Atlanta defense, who everyone expected to, at least nationally, expected to not be very good, has been the strength of this team. Not to say the offense has been bad. I mean, Bijan tonight's been fantastic. Drake London has had a really good game. Penix has done exactly what he's needed to do so far here tonight. Just very efficient. Don't make mistakes. You really would have liked to have that second Drake London touchdown. But, I mean, you look at that. You've outgained Buffalo 351 to 228 in total yards. You've passed for more and you've rushed for more than them. So, Michael Penix in the shotgun. That's a 2nd down and 13. He's just going to hand the ball. That's Tyler Algier. I don't know why Bijan is not in the game. That's been working for you the entire time. Is Bijan right behind that you have the quarter break. Like, I get using Algier, especially in, like, short yardage downs, but, I mean, it's 2nd and 13. Bijan's significantly better in the passing game, and he can pass block very well. Like, I love Tyler Algier, but I don't know why he's on the field in that specific scenario. So 3rd and 14. Charlie Warner there to the right of Penix as a blocker. Bijan's actually down here to the short side. Or that's Kyle Pitts, excuse me. Penix over the middle. And okay, there's the flag. It's late, but it showed up. That is the correct call. Some of the holding calls on last drive on the Falcons got thrown, and you had Casey Washington, Drake London there. Like, okay, where's our flag? And they seemed to get it very late. But we're discussing a holding call, and this came from the back judge, so you would expect it to be on Buffalo. Yeah, exactly. I mean, Drake London he hits a breakdown, and the defender just grabs him, holds on to him like he's attempting to tackle him, or hug him or marry him, I don't know. But either way, that will be a 1st down for Atlanta. Benford can look at the video or the halo board at Mercedes-Benz Stadium all he wants, but that was definitely a deserved flag. Just because it came out late doesn't mean that it wasn't deserved. Penix now. He's got Robinson behind him. He's going to motion Charlie Warner away and now back to his original starting position. Penix, play action. Now he'll dump off to Bijan. It's a bit of a play action screen. Bijan breaks some tackles. He's still on his feet. Now to the 20. He'll rumble on down to the Buffalo 16-yard line. And that's why you put the ball in Bijan Robinson's hands with space. Just a play action screen there. You let Newsel and Wilkinson get ahead of Robinson. You've got Casey Washington, Kyle Pitts, and Drake London blocking ahead of them. And, I mean, there's guys who get hands on Bijan, but Bijan's a guy. It's Grossi! Yes! Grossi Posse! I love you guys. Thank you. Tom is one of the nicest guys ever. And this is a screen again out to Pitts to the right side. And Pitts falls down. He'll be a touchdown. That'll be 2nd down for the Falcons. I love Grossi Posse. I'm part of it. Been subscribed for a few years now. Absolutely best content. Couldn't ask for a better guy to make it either. So, fantastic. Absolutely perfect. So, 2nd down and 12 here for Atlanta. Penix in the shotgun. Looks like that's Algier behind him. Pitts over. Penix just drops back pass, quick pass over the middle. That's going to be batted down. That'll bring up third down for the Falcons here. 12:35 on the clock. Appreciate the Grossi raid. And just trying my best. Showing the replay there, Rousseau got his hand dangerously close to the face mask, but he does a good job of avoiding it there. So, perfect. Absolutely. I appreciate everything. Thank you all for the thumbs up and the likes. Penix, the snap on third down here, and that ball is out. That actually may be a fumble and a clear recovery by the Bills. They are going to say incomplete. But, yeah, y'all are ahead of me. I agree with you, Iceberg. I do hate that. Oh my goodness. What? That's a weird motion from Penix. That may be a fumble. I think that's going to be incomplete. So we'll take the incomplete pass here. That should be an incomplete pass. And just see if we can make this a 10-point game. Absolutely. Thank you so much for all the well wishes. I enjoy it. I'll make sure that I will be watching GPS on Wednesday for that. Parker Romo. And the kick is up and it's blocked. Oh my goodness. No. Oh no. This is a Falcons game. This is not good. The Falcons, don't worry. I've been raised in Georgia sports, Atlanta sports. I am absolutely used to this level of misery. It's okay. But we try it. Gotta hate it. But defense, gotta stand strong. You at least got them off the field for a while. So, I mean, they were on the field, it felt like, for the entire third quarter. And from now on, I mean, you got them a few minutes off their feet. You can game plan for that new formation that was being thrown out at you by Buffalo. Glenn Schumann had some time to sit down with his guys. And I am going to go real quick to Grossi's thing. Yeah, terrible sequence for Atlanta. Absolutely couldn't ask for worse there. That's the third time tonight that Atlanta has left points on the board. That's the first time too that it's just like, I don't know if you change anything either, because it was, you go for it on fourth down and don't get it even when you had been running the ball well all night. So I would not change that. It was a throw over the middle on the fourth down that was not converted. Just didn't convert it well. That's fine. Drake London, the sequence at the end of the first half, Drake London has his foot down at the 1 yard line, out of bounds, and so you don't get another snap off. There's no time on the clock. That sucks. And now tonight, a blocked field goal. This game, I mean, very easily could be 28-14, could be 31-14, and Atlanta, like normal, was, yeah. I mean, the 2 timeouts, I see. You hate it there, but I mean, I don't really know what else you could do in that situation, because they had an incomplete pass, and you don't necessarily want to use all your timeouts in the first half. And the way that situation was, I mean, unless Drake goes down there, I mean, you had gotten out of bounds the play before. Drake is running. By the time he catches that ball, there's like 3 seconds on the clock. So I'm not going to ask him to slow up out of the. Yeah, you could have called him on defense, but in that situation, I mean, do you want to give Josh Allen more time? Now it's Johnson getting the ball here, toss play over. He'll get about 5 before going down. Yeah, I get it. I get the reasoning there for calling timeout. That one's just, yeah, good play, good individual. That I'm going to. And now the handoff here. That is Cook getting it. He's going to get a few, but he'll be short of the first down. So, 3rd and 1. Have to imagine that this is another, let's just line it up and see if we can hand the ball off to Cook with a running start and get him blast right on through the Falcons line. Oh, and this is a jet sweep that goes really wrong, fumbled the snap, and the defense is there. James Pierce Jr. was the first to him, and a lot of black jerseys and red helmets swarmed to the ball. Insane. That'll bring up 4th down, and I think this is a situation losing yards. Yeah, James Pierce the first there. And remember, I mean, this is the backup center for Buffalo. So big mistake from the Bills, unable to capitalize on the Atlanta blocked field goal. And they will give the ball right back to Michael Penix and this Falcons offense. Fair catch will be called, and that'll be from the 15-yard line. And so number 9 walks right back out there, and we'll go back to commercial break. So thank you. And hopefully the Falcons can hold on to this ball. Hold on to everything. Or hold on to this lead, hold on to the ball. I don't know what's going on anymore. So, ooh. I don't know. The AFC in general, I mean, every one of the top contenders. Buffalo, I mean, still only has the one loss, but I don't know how good Buffalo is compared to how good they've been in previous years. But at the same time, I mean, the Chiefs look not great compared to how they've been in the past. You're back to 500 now. I mean, 3-3. But, I mean, Baltimore, oh my goodness, that's not been good for the Ravens. And then, I mean, who else in the AFC has looked really good? I mean, the Chargers have looked really good at times. I think Denver has looked good at times. Drake May had a fantastic performance the last 2 weeks. They can be in it. But I think it's very interesting to see. Oh my goodness, now I'm blue. I'm blue. That's what I get for setting up this TV so close to me, is I do change colors at times. Yeah, pretty thin. Chiefs are good. A few critical mistakes. I get you, Iceberg. I don't necessarily know. Like I said, we're so early in the season. I mean, one team, you're a freak injury away from one team completely looking terrible, or you find out the backup was better than the starter, and suddenly you do that. I think. Oh yeah, forgot about the Colts. The Colts and the Jags have both looked really good. The Colts, obviously, more surprisingly so, I think, and Colts have looked better than the Jags. So, I think that Jonathan Taylor obviously makes up that offense, but Daniel Jones, I mean, he's not just doing what he has to do to win the games, but he's also not losing them games. He's not throwing a lot of picks, but he's also able to throw down the field, and that's just not happened so far this year. Right now, I mean, who do you say is the best team in the NFL? Right now, I guess it would be Right now, the Buccaneers just keep finding ways to win games, and then the Colts kind of are doing the same thing. Except the Colts also have the ability to blow you out. So, okay, Penix, he's going to hand off to Robinson. Robinson's got a little bit of daylight. He'll get through some contact. He'll fall forward for about 8 yards there. Bijan Robinson, and you like just a nice long drive, short throws, handing the ball off to Bijan Robinson. See if you can take some time off this clock and score some points. Yeah, I agree. I think having a bad offensive line will make any quarterback look bad. And so I think you're seeing that now with Jones just getting out from behind that offensive line. 2nd and 1, you motion Bijan back behind that. He'll get the handoff, and he is swallowed up behind the line of scrimmage. Just a very slow developing zone run play there. You can kind of tell with the zone run very quickly if it's going to get actually go anywhere. And from there, I mean, just easily pushed back, played perfectly by Buffalo. Really gap sound. Kind of lucky that wasn't called a flag for holding there. Just slipping of the hand. And Buffalo has dominated so far in second half yardage. 3rd and 2, big down here. Motion Pitts down. And that is a dropped interception through into double coverage to Drake London. And Penix has a fantastic arm, but he doesn't have an arm to make that throw. So that'll bring up 4th down. And I keep forgetting to change the position arrow, so we're going to leave it how it is since they're about to get the ball back anyways. Yeah, I get why he threw it there, but very lucky that did not result in a turnover. That's the thing with Michael Penix is he has all the arm strength in the world, and for the most part, he makes very good decisions. But then you get stuff like that every now and then where it's like, my arm is good. I can throw it, 4 yards ahead of me into double coverage, into a window that is just not there. I assume that's going to be holding on the Bills, on the gunner. He was tackled going down the field, but I guess we're not going to call it. Either way, that's fine. We're not going to go to a full commercial, which is nice at least. We are playing the hit Bone Crusher song, Never Scared. So it is time for the Falcons to rise up here. The Falcons defense, 8:30 left to play in the 4th quarter. Allen checks here. A 5-man front for Atlanta, but you might see a linebacker come up. No, rushing 5. Allen tries to escape the pocket. He will not! And he is brought down yet again. Is that Onyemata or is that Rook? It's Roberts. So the defensive interior linemen for Atlanta tonight are having a night against Josh Allen. That's the 3rd sack by an interior defensive lineman. I think all 3 of them have at least, or have 1, maybe 1.5. So good play. It's only 2nd and 10. And I think they're probably going to get them not a sack there. It'll probably just be a tackle for a slight loss. Atlanta brings 5. It is a screen. However, that's well defended. Roberts just halts the advance of the lineman, and then a good play by, was that D. Alford again? So normally when I do a broadcast for transparency, whether it's professional, because I've called like professional hockey broadcasts, I've called like high school football in the past, kind of stuff like that. I've got my rosters printed out and everything like that. I got home 10 minutes before this game started, so I quickly made a thumbnail and went live. So I don't have my rosters, and it is a big handicap. So we're doing our best tonight. So I apologize for that. Allen, he's got a running back on either side of them. They're both blocking. Atlanta brings pressure. Allen gets it away, but he throws to no one but green grass. Allen upset with himself there on 3rd and 10, and the Falcons will get off the field again. This Falcons defense has had a night here against Buffalo. And they're going to give their young quarterback a chance to extend this lead with 6:55 left to play in the fourth. All right. This is taken by Agnew. He's got some space. He reverses it, and he will be met at the 27-yard line. There is a flag. Anytime you reverse field like that, you look for a hold or a block in the back. Let's see what the call is. I'm sure it's on Atlanta. Looks like the gesture is holding. And right now, Josh Allen, he's got Trubisky with him, just unable so far to figure out that a lot of the holds on the returns. I mean, one, I think they're looking for it a little bit more. If there's more space, so you can easily see a hold a bit more. And I mean, everyone's heading in one direction, so you can kind of see it. There's holding in every play on football. If you want to throw it, you can call it on pretty much anything. But there's been just a lot of punts in this game, so that's probably why they've called it a lot. Let's see if Penix can do anything. This is where Penix kind of comes alive. Penix is very clutch. He always has been. Back even when he was playing at Indiana, he was very clutch. I mean, his freshman season, he made that play against Penn State, the diving play, where he hits the pylon and wins the game for the Hoosiers. So, but yeah, I'm very glad I got the Grossi raid. I almost didn't stream tonight, but I said, I was just like, I'm going to stream. There's no other way to grow the audience, and I really like doing. Yeah, absolutely. I think that is that was honestly kind of the story for Buffalo in the first half of this game. I mean, Atlanta did work them. I think Zach Robinson called a fantastic first half of this game, and they had 2 weeks to get ready for it. But Buffalo, shocked themselves on the foot. Several times they got off the field, and then there would be a penalty and they couldn't get off of the field. Obviously, that's not to discount how well, Bijan Robinson has played, your offensive lineman. Even someone like Charlie Warner or Casey Washington, they've gotten some very key blocks that have sprung runs for Bijan in this game. Michael Penix, he's done what you want a young quarterback to do when you have all these weapons around you, and that is just, don't turn the ball over. Get them the ball when you can. Try not to take a sack. And he's done a really good job of that so far. But hopefully you can try to run the clock out here. Try to run the clock out, put 7 more on the board, and turn the ball over to your defense. Let your pass rushers go eat. Yeah, McDermott, you can tell in the second half they've just been more aware, I guess, of the kind of scheme. And you can see how much they key on Bijan. All right, bring Algier over. Robinson in motion. Fake the handoff to Algier. Screen play to Robinson. He will run for about 8 or 9 before he's pushed out of bounds. Bijan there. And that's kind of the key is very big drive here. You can't just run every play, use him as a traditional runner, but Bijan is so athletic. You can use him in multiple different positions. Now you bring him out, you put him in motion before the play. This handoff to Algier, he's going to pick this up easily. And I think this is a kind of drive where you use Bijan a little bit less in terms of actually getting him touches. That this is Algier's time to shine, because if you notice the linebackers, they're going, even if they're playing zone, you're going to have to follow Bijan around the field, and that's just going to open up a little bit more running room for Tyler Algier. None of that matters, though, of course, if you can't block. So 1st and 10 for Atlanta. Need to change the possession marker. Oh, no. Penix in the shotgun, and that's going to be called dead. So let's see. if that was for Penix's safety or if there was a false start. Yeah, false start on the Falcons. That was one of my big keys. I was talking with a buddy of how the Falcons just really needed to be, just a start tad early. They've been doing that a bit all night. They called one of these in the first half where it was like there were three or four in a row that could have been called, and then they just like said, okay, stop jumping. And you felt all night like he's gotten a little bit of a head start at times. So that's fine. Good call. 1st and 15. Atlanta's offense is so reliant on staying on schedule. But with Bijan's athleticism, you can run at any time. We're going to dump this off to Algier with a screenplay. Algier with some running room. He's not as athletic as Bijan, but he'll still get about 6 or 7 yards and put this 6 to 7. There are 5:16 on the clock now. 5:10 now. So I hope that helps you if you're trying to sync up. I'm streaming this game through my Xbox because it is the only other device besides my laptop that can stream video, so I might be really behind. Penix in the shotgun. He's got a tight end to his left. Bijan split, tight right. Pass from Penix. He's got Bijan down the seam, and he will be forced out of bounds. Penix looked the pressure in the face and said, watch this. Beautiful ball to a Bijan Robinson with nothing but green grass ahead of him. Okay, 20 seconds. That's definitely livable. Yeah, no one covered Bijan out of the backfield. That is shocking to me. You know what he can do. And Penix stands and delivers with Bosa right in his face. And that's going to be a first down for the Falcons. Now they have it in plus territory on the Bills' 47-yard line. Penix gets the snap. Another screenplay. This is one to Bijan. And these are easy passes. Just watch that clock tick all the way down. Good recovery there from Bijan. Tipped either by the hand or the helmet of one of the Bills there. And yeah, Bijan getting some rest. That's cool. Tyler Algier, very good running back behind him. You can do most of the same things you try with Bijan with Tyler, but I think he opens up to just like, let me run straight ahead, right through 2 linemen and a linebacker better. Throw to London. That'll be first down from Penix. A lot of this quick passing game from Zach Robinson. First down for Atlanta. 3:40 on the clock now. A lot of pre-snap movement from guys you don't expect to get the ball. What a play call there from Zach Robinson. I don't know if a field goal wins it. I don't know. I've just seen Josh Allen do it too much because even when he's been held down pretty well this game, but we'll see. Tight end to his left. Penix will bring Robinson behind him. Robinson gets the snap, hands off to Bijan. He'll make a tackle or miss, and he will carry another one. That's another 6 yards for the Falcons. Bijan he is tired, but he's getting it out. You can just tell. He has 170 rushing yards tonight. I mean, 81 of those came on the huge touchdown run, but he has been fantastic. Yeah, just drain the timeouts. Get to the 2-minute warning with the football here. Just take care of the football. Michael Penix, he's got Algier in the backfield. He's going to take Warner across and then hand off to Algier. He makes some running room. Does he get the first down? They're going to say he stepped out. I would almost want to look at that. I'm sure he was down before, or he was out of bounds before he got the first down, but I think it's still at least worth looking at. No, that's a first down. That should absolutely be a first down. And I'm kind of at the point, I mean, it's 2:21. I don't know how much it hurts you to let some time go off if you need to throw the challenge flag. That's a fantastic job by Tyler Algier staying up. I mean, he's got someone underneath him to help, but yeah, first down. Okay, cool. I hope my mic is not peaking. I need to look at OBS real quick. Yeah, my mic's good. Cool. Send Pitts in motion. Penix under pressure, and that was almost a pick six. That was not good. Bring backside pressure on Penix there. Force a throw before a receiver's open. And that could have gone sideways for Atlanta very quickly. Something you've seen a lot of tonight. You've seen Zach Robinson line a receiver up, or not a receiver, a tight end up right beside Michael Penix, like a yard in front of him, and just as an extra blocker, either Charlie Warner or Felipe Franks got one back there, which I think you did that with a gadget play. Now the snap. This is an Algier jet sweep. Algier breaks through. He's going to be just short. He goes down, trips up. Tyler's kicking himself. He almost had a second first down here tonight, but that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Penix is holding his elbow, though. He got hit on that last play, and that did not look good. Let's see if they show. Okay, so Algier brought over not quite a jet sweep, just a sweep. Wonderful blocking and a shoestring tackle to prevent the touchdown. Well, I mean, I'm kind of at the point. I mean, I don't know if this ball should not be in the air for the rest of this game. We're at the 2-minute warning. You get third down and 1 here, third down and 2 here. You hand it off to either Algier or Robinson. I think you need them both on the field here just to give yourself options, make it not easy. And then you do the elbow. And yeah, if he got hit in the elbow or fell on his elbow, that's not good. I haven't seen the replay yet. They haven't shown it. So we'll see. You have a good backup on the bench, but Penix has gotten better and better all year long. And I'll be on record for this. On draft night, I was working for the Atlanta Braves, so I was staying up in Atlanta at the time, not where. And I was watching this, and the Penix thing happened. And back then I had a podcast with some of my friends. We were talking about it beforehand of guys before the Falcons signed Kirk Cousins, and we were all fascinated with Michael Penix, watching his run at Washington. We're mostly we watch pro ball. We love all Atlanta sports, but our college ball is probably more of our expertise, for being honest. And we loved Penix, but then obviously the Cousins thing happened. And then you pick Penix at 8, which that was a love the player, hate the pick kind of thing. Which is kind of where I've been with the Falcons for a while. This draft was an exception. Because it was like, I like Kyle Pitts. I don't know if I like him at 4. I am very happy I've been wrong about Drake London. Because I was not convinced that was the right move to make. And then Bijan Robinson, obviously, is like, well, we already have Tyler Algier. I get Robinson was and is the best running back, but you feel like you could have gotten more at 8 when you already had Tyler Algier. Either way, you have Bijan on the sideline here for a huge third down. Penix in the shotgun, very tight formation, 2 receivers to the bottom of your screen. Algier 2 yards behind Penix. He's going to bring Charlie Warner, or this is Felipe Franks, and they get him on the hard count. What a call by Zach Robinson. They showed this look earlier with Felipe Franks. With Felipe Franks doing the sudden under center QB sneak, and the hard count gets him. Oh, and they're going to call, okay, encroachment. I got very scared on that one. What a play call. Zach Robinson. That's what what having a former, SEC quarterback as your tight end gets for you. Gets you there. You have the ability to hard count. Felipe Franks, legend here in Atlanta. And now, I think that's a really good thing, because if you had not run the ball out of that look in a similar down situation in the first half, that hard count probably doesn't work. But fantastic scheme up here. You're going to bring Warner to the left. Penix hands the ball off to Algier. He's going to be swallowed up pretty quickly, and that'll be a Bills timeout, I have to assume. And yes, Bills take their first timeout here in the second half. So second down at about 14. No matter what, I think you do not let this ball go in the air. Yeah, do not turn the ball over. I don't want to say that. But yeah, just really good game plan tonight from the Falcons. The offense has been shut down a little bit in the second half, but they've only touched the ball 3 or 4 times in this second half. So the Bills have done a really good job of adjusting to what the Falcons were doing, but they just haven't had the ball. This is the 4th drive of the. This is either the 3rd or the 4th drive of the second half they've had, and one of them was a blocked field goal. So what are you gonna do? Okay, 2 tight ends in the backfield here. We're gonna hand off here to Algier. Negative yards again. That's fine. Just make them burn those timeouts. And if this might be a little bit different if this was a tied game, or you're up by 4, but do not put the ball in any danger here. Run the ball on 3rd and 15 or so, 3rd and 14, and kick the field goal. Hope Parker Romo makes it, and let's get out of here. You've done a really good job of keeping Josh Allen from extending plays with his legs. You've done a really good job of just keeping him from hurting you in the passing game in general tonight. So get out of here. Get out of this drive with a 10-point lead in the football, and let your defense go back to what it's been doing all night. And it's been putting Josh Allen in a locker. Penix handoff to Algier. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and the Bills will call their final timeout. So they are officially out of timeouts here in Atlanta. And it'll be up to the foot of Parker Romo. And this is not, for an NFL kicker, this should be a gimme, because you're not close enough that this is a chip shot. This is basically an extra point. You did have one blocked from 37 yards, so this is about the same part of the field that happened on. But put it through the uprights. You right down the middle of the field. 33-yard attempt. You practice this every day. This is a point after attempt. Come on, Parker Romo. And it's good. Falcons up by 10. With only 1:43 left to play, and you've got the Bills with no more timeouts. This is to stay within. I see the oh no iceberg. I'm waiting. This is to just draw even. Okay. Look, I'm a Falcons fan. I've been a Falcons fan my whole life, for all 24 years. And I have seen things. Thanks for sticking in, Slim. I appreciate everything with the Grossi raid. Was fantastic. And the stadium, not a lot of blue jerseys anymore. Gotta love it. But yeah, no, you said, oh no, and I was like, I've been through so much as a Falcons fan. Nothing this team can do can surprise me anymore. Oh, I would, yeah, just that. Not talked about enough was I think it was 2010, the 2010 championship NFC title game, where Colin Kaepernick decided to become Superman for the second half. That was scarring on a very young me. I'll tell you that. That between the Falcons in that era, like kind of mid Matt Ryan era, that was probably my favorite team the Falcons ever had too. Was that 2010 team where you had Roddy White, Julio Jones, and Tony Gonzalez all in the field, Michael Turner in the backfield. That was such a fun team. Okay, now Josh Allen. We've got a two tight end look actually here. Now one scrambles back. That we've got a flag in front of the camera. Allen lets it loose, and that is almost intercepted by Hughes. But I went through some weird times with Ryan because it was. I think the biggest problem with me is as a Georgia fan, I compared Matt Ryan to Matthew Stafford. I didn't appreciate him until I got a little bit older, so I was in high school. But yeah, Ryan, very underrated. Statistically, one of the best quarterbacks all time. I think he gets overshadowed a lot just because he was in the division at the same time Breeze was in New Orleans. Quick throw and a hook and ladder play here. Congratulations on your 10 yards you got out of it. But I don't know. I hate it for those guys on that team because it was not Matt Ryan or it was not Julio Jones' fault that they lost the Super Bowl. Allen, back to pass. He's going to throw to his right side and just down on the ground. Good tackle by Hughes. Having to hurry to the line because they're out of timeout, so a Shavers on the reception. Shavers and knocks to the top. Snap. Allen back to pass. He's in trouble. He is going to step up this time, and he's got running room since Atlanta's in prevent, and he's got a lot of running room, and he is allowed to get to the sideline. I don't like that at all. So the clock is stopped. That wouldn't have been a big deal if he could have been tackled in bounds, but that's a 20-yard run. Yeah, Allen, we've kept him under wraps tonight, or that the team has kept him under wraps tonight, and that was just, I mean, if that's the one he gets, that's fine, but you got to keep stuff like that from happening. All right, so 57 seconds left to go. Bills trail 14-24. Allen in the shotgun. There's pressure on him. Ellis gets it. That's a duck to the sideline. But Shavers is going to be able to haul that in. I don't know how Allen got that ball off. It was a duck. That might have been one of the ugliest looking throws of his career, but it counts as a first down all the same. We're going to take a look at this. Yeah, perfect. Just cross the feet so you don't go out of bounds. Actually, it's 2nd and 1. So 2nd and about 4 inches. Story of my life. Anyways, Allen, empty backfield in the shotgun. Snap. Falcons bring 4. Allen looking to escape. Now looking downfield. Throws, tipped, intercepted. And take the kneel. And that's the ball game. And the Atlanta Falcons are going to get a win in, I mean, honestly, not dominating fashion, but pretty convincing fashion over the Buffalo Bills. So I like Bills Mafia. I'm not going to say anything bad. I have no quarrel with your people, but very happy Atlanta actually living up to that. Very easily could be 4-1 on the season. So I'm very happy that they are going to get a win out of this. On to Sunday Night Football against the San Francisco 49ers. So this defense has gotten so good. It's so underrated. I understand they're the number 1 defense in the game, right now, or at least one of them. They've gotten so much pressure on the quarterback, and good pressure. Sometimes you get pressure on the quarterback, and against a guy like Allen or Lamar, it's not enough. You kind of tend to over pursue him. And this time it was a lot of interior pressure. Allen didn't have anywhere to go. He was put on his back foot when he was trying to scramble. And just a very, very fun game to watch as a Falcons fan. That Commanders-Bears game, 17-6, about to enter the fourth quarter. What a great game for Atlanta there. Win by 10. You take those any day of the week, especially against a team as good as Buffalo. And, yeah, move on. Go beat San Francisco next week. And then begin a weird stretch of the season against AFC competition. So, thank you all for tuning in. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the conversations that we had. Enjoy the Grossi raid if anyone's still watching from that. And absolutely. So thank you all. And go Falcons, go Dogs. And that'll be it for this one. I'll try to stream next Sunday night. Like I said, I'm in the process of moving, so it's a little bit difficult in terms of actually having time to make videos and stream at the moment. But I'll probably have some short form content out about college football. Probably the Falcons here tonight. Yeah, Super Bowl wide open. I don't know. I have no clue. Right now, I think the Bucs are the class of the AFC, and the Falcons took them to the wire in week 1. So we'll see. But thank you, everybody who watched. And I got to figure out. And I, for one, have got to figure. Oh yeah, it's because it's through OBS. It tells you how much I've gotten to stream this year. That I can't remember how to close out my own stream. But thank you guys, and I'll